welcome back. And yes, we're still talking about sex and dating as a teenager. So, my coaches,
Yes.
sex and dating as a teenager. When is the right age for teenagers to start dating? Before the sex part, right? Before the sex part, because you need to date before the other part.
Yeah, obviously something is happening.
I mean, yeah, when is the right age actually for them to start dating?
That's a very tricky question. Tricky, but I think parents, teenagers are different. So we cannot use one size fit all.
Okay.
So parents need to observe their own children in terms of their development. You see, when a girl child in grade 8 starts to be concerned about bathing more than one time and starting to request makeup and all this thing, then it should be an indication to a parent to say, this could be the time where my child is starting to date. Okay. But what I want to emphasize is that children, they don't learn through what they hear.
Yes.
Study says children learn a lot through observations. So what you say to them as a parent must be consistent with what you do.
Yes.
Because you can tell them and they won't listen to what you say, but they will do what you do.
Yeah.
Because they learn through observation. So I think it is important for parents to look at their own teenagers, but it will be easier if they start this conversation before teenagers can start dating. And they can only do that by creating a conducive environment where a child will feel sufficiently at ease to communicate with the mom or the dad. They should not be like lions in the house whereby they behave like commanders in chief. Children cannot have soft discussions like this because parents are strict. They need to come down to the level of the children and start to engage them on these issues that affect them. Because if they don't do that, social media will do.
There will be somebody who teaches them, wrongfully so or rightfully so.
Yes.
So why not teach them yourself as a parent?
Yes.
I get asked that question all the time as a teacher.
Yeah.
Ma'am, when is the right time to start dating? What do you think is the right time?
The kids are
yes,
asking
they come
that.
to me,
Okay.
yes, and they ask me, when do I think is the right time? And I say to them, when you're ready to deal with the consequences. Because we're always talking about pregnancy and STIs, and there's other things that come with dating, you know. And I always say, what if that person breaks your heart the day before a test? Would you be able to handle it?
Yeah.
If you're a matric and you're just about to write a very important final exam, would you be able to deal with the heartbreak and writing that paper?
Yeah, that's a right one.
Yes, I always say, if you can deal with the consequences, go ahead.
Yeah.
And you must know there's many consequences, many consequences, whether we believe it or whether we don't believe it. So as long as you are ready to deal with the consequences.
And then in regards with the sex topic, how do you normally guys have a conversation with them?
They're very open. Funny enough, very open about it. So I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions. You know, sometimes I'll just throw something at them. I'll be like, I know you guys are doing it, and they're like, ma'am, and then they start revealing. This is actually what's happening. And even if they don't say it, the other kids talk, because some kids will go as far as doing it at school. Some kids will go as far as abantwana, I don't know, maybe you can tell us about their hormones and their self-control, you know, that thing of I want it now and I'm gonna do it now. And it happens. It happens.
No, I wanted to say, remember their frontal lobe is not fully matured. So they are thinking and behaving impulsively. When they feel like doing something, they don't delay gratification. They want to do it in the here and now. Here is the interesting study that was conducted in Sussex University about delaying gratification in regard to sex. They are saying if you have a child and your child wakes you up at about 5 a.m., for an example, and your child starts to say, "Mommy, I'm hungry," and you wake up and you give your child food at that time, you are saying to your child, you are wiring in the brain of the child to say, every time when you have a need, you must get it
now.
here and now.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. So parents need to delay the gratification.
I like that.
You can't give your child or satisfy the need of the child in the here and now, because indirectly you are saying to this child, when you grow up and become a teenager, when you feel like having sex, do it here and now. And the other important aspect is that in the top of their brain, they are having two important priorities, which is peer pleasing. They want to impress their peers. And society as well suggests that sex is important. That is why even our advertisement, they will advertise something that has got nothing to do with sex, but they will use sex as an example to advertise what they are advertising. So by so doing, they are reinforcing in the brain of the child to say, this is true, sex is something that everybody do it, you see. And you look at how our community, because what we see in schools is the reflection of what is happening in the community. If we can have learners having sex in school premises, it means this is what they are seeing and observing in the community. You see, so I think we need to have intersectoral collaboration between schools, parents, and children. They need to work together very closely, because if one dynamic cannot be strong, then it will affect other aspects, and then we will lose this battle.
I mean, back in the days, we used to say that I'll lose my virginity when I get married. I'll lose my virginity at least when I'm 18. I'll lose my virginity when I'm 21, once I've got the key, right? But now it's more of, but the question is, who's having sex with these teenagers?
So firstly, the thing of I lose my virginity when I get married, it no longer matters to our kids. It's not a thing.
Where have you gone wrong?
We also at school, primary, I remember we used to have people coming in to talk to us, you know, and saying you must protect your bubble. This is my bubble, I must protect my... I imagine And then another thing is that when we had all these statistics on pregnancies, it's not just older men having sex with younger girls. It's teens having sex with teens.
Teen on teen.
It's teens on teens, because remember, Uguti, as much as the girl child is developing, the boy child is also developing. And again, them wanting to have that satisfaction at that moment. Girls have become very free. I don't want to call it loose, but I want to say, Guti, they've also become very free in terms of awareness of their bodies. And I'll do what I want to do with my body I'll do what I want to do with my body whenever I want to do it. You know, and I say that thing of preserving. Instead of them even saying to me, ma'am, when will I know that I'm ready to have sex? It's, ma'am, does my body count matter? You know what body count is?
No, tell me, what is body count?
Body count is how many people I've had sex with. Yeah, so I get those questions. I get, ma'am, does body count matter? Yes.
Wow, this is very...
Yeah, so they want to know, does it matter how many people I've slept with?
Of course it matters.
Yeah, no, but I get to say...
Yeah, but I'm thinking...
That's where they are. They're not even in a place where preserving myself is important anymore. So somewhere we're going wrong.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere we're going wrong.
Let's talk more after the break, right? Wow, they are saying quite a mouthful, hey? They are saying that we as parents, we need to be the one actually who share information with our children, because of whether we like it or not, information is there, it's accessible. So it is up to you as a parent to make time to be intentional of this parenting, because if you don't, media is teaching our children, social media is teaching our children, friends out there are teaching our children. So let it be you at least who guide and show a way. And we'll talk more after the break.